What you waiting for? It's time. Time for love. It's time. Time for the sun and sand. It's time. Time for fun. It's time. It's time. It's time to let your hair down. Come on. Come on. Come on. To have no fear. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. It's time. What you waiting for? It's time. 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 What you waiting for?
नमस्कार दोस्तों, मेरा नाम मर्ग ब्रेटो है और मैं कोई राजनेता या नेता नहीं हूँ, लेकिन द मर्ग ब्रेटो शो पर मैं आपको गोवा और दुनिया भर के चर्चित और रोचक विषयों पर अपने विचार बताता हूँ। आप सभी का स्वागत है और आशा है कि हम आपको जानकारी, ज्ञान और मनोरंजन प्रदान कर सकेंगे, साथ ही आपके दिन को खुशनुमा बना सकेंगे और शायद आपके चेहरे पर मुस्कान ला सकेंगे।
Dude, is that good or what? Are you proud of me? My Hindi is effing shud. Ladies and gentlemen, no, that's not some AI-generated BS. That is me playing the fool and having a laugh. Willie, well done. I want to do it in every language that we could possibly do. Every language here in India, dude. What do you think, Ajoy?
I think...
At least you think, man. You got a brain there.
I would vote for him.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of the Merv Brito, and we're having a good laugh already before we started. It is another edition of the Merv Brito Show. We're in a very, very good mood today. Coming up on today's show, we're talking about the Cockroach Janata Party. People's got attention. It's got people's attentions very quickly with all the numbers you've seen on social media. Can AI solve the judicial problems that have plagued India?
We hope so.
Hope so. And who has the cleanest water in India? Speaking of which, this is the monsoon season. Has it started already?
Well, it hasn't started, but there has been some rain.
It's been raining up a storm. Ladies and gentlemen, as we always do before we get started, we'd like to thank everybody that makes this all happen very quickly. A shout outs to the team, the Merv Brito team. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Wilbert Cardozo.
Hello everyone. Hope you had a wonderful week and wishing my mom a very happy birthday. She's celebrating her birthday tomorrow.
Maria's birthday.
Yes.
Tomorrow, Mrs. Maria Cardozo.
Yes, that's a middle name, by the way.
Pardon me?
That's a middle name.
Maria. What's her first name?
Rosa.
Sorry, Mrs. Rosa Maria Cardozo. A happy birthday in advance. God bless you. Another gentleman. Yeah,
and their wedding anniversary, mom and dad.
Yes. Wow, congratulations, you two. Another big boy on the show here at the Merv Brito Show is a gentleman whose name is synonymous with the Merv Brito Show. He disappeared the other night. He was at the party, the Capital Crawl, Mr. Ajoy Barreto.
To all those sexy cockroaches out there, from one cockroach to another, welcome to the Merv Brito Show.
You kind of ruined that, mate.
All this cockroach symbolism, I'm not liking it, I have to say.
I must say, this past week has been very, very good for the cockroach image.
It's an eye-opening. It's eye-opening to say the least. That beautiful voice you just heard was my lovely wife, the one and only, the wordsmith, the breakfast queen. Today she was the breakfast queen,
wow.
The wordinator. Ladies and gentlemen, Mrs. Joanne Barreto.
I can't take credit for breakfast, really. It was Baba Rum. I was just heating it up.
I'm just trying to butter you up so I get a good dinner or something like that. You know what I mean? How you doing, wives?
Doing well, thank you very much.
I mentioned in a joke I talked about the Capital Crawl. We did the Capital Crawl. It was an event that we were very kindly invited to by a friend of mine named Calvin. It's a pub crawl, but it
wasn't. It was a Capital Crawl. It was like having a look around Panjim.
Yeah, but it was really cool. I had a great time. Let me tell you, I've grown up on on bar crawls all my life in the States, all over the country, and it's a blast. You get together with some friends and you just go bar hopping, and it's a blast. But this was so much more, and we were all there. Ajoy was there with us. Joanne, you and I went.
Yeah.
They did a great job. Can I tell you one thing that I really, really loved and that impressed me?
What was that?
We were like the oldest people there. There were loads of young people.
We looked for young, though.
Yeah, I try to look young. I shaved my head so you can't see the gray hair. Joe, you know what I loved about this? They called it the Capital Crawl and not a bar crawl because they had 7 bars, 7 teams, and you had to go 20 minutes in each bar and perform a couple of challenges. And they kept score, and then you had a winner at the end. Look at these people dancing. It was full of these young girls and boys, and I loved that. I love the interaction.
Yeah.
The fun. It was good, wholesome, clean fun.
Yeah.
And I love the fact we're talking about the cockroach party, but it's this kind of generational age group that's making this happen, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was great because obviously we got the opportunity to have a look around some new places in Panjim that have popped up since the last time we were ever out in Panjim. I've still got a bit of a croaky voice from shouting out all the right answers on the evening. So I had a blast. So I think Audrey was fantastic. She was full-fledged into it, as was Josh.
Brett Sequoia, right there he is.
But it was a really fun night, and we got to taste some really nice food, and there was some really nice cocktails and things on show. So definitely it was a good showcase for some of these places that I'd like to go back to.
You know, you mentioned, and I'm so glad you did. We go in out of Panjim and we're there during the daytime. I was so impressed with the nightlife and these bars and pubs. Mention some of those names. There was like I can't remember. Bebdo, Misfits, 2 Pints. Bebday. Yeah. Whatever. I'm just saying, these places that we went to, there's a good looking group, dude. These places that we actually went to, I was so impressed. These are world class. You could be in Europe, you could be in the States.
Yeah.
This is Team 3 that won. Team Capital Call winners. Yeah, this is going to be Team 3. I was so impressed with all the places that have opened up like mushrooms. Ajoy, this is your backyard. You know these places, and I didn't. Into all of these places. This could be any place in Europe, any pub in France, in Spain, in Italy, in the States.
I told you, Ponje rules, man.
It started off at down the road, yeah? This is Team 3, the winners. They're taking their well-deserved picture outside. There's more girls than boys, and that's probably why they won. But it was good. It was really well done.
It was good, yeah. There was some great trivia questions and stuff like that. And it was nice to kind of take in the environment as well and kind of incorporate that into...
There's Alec, one of the organizers.
Yeah, but also one of the places where we were having to taste the different types of salt and identify that.
2 Pints.
Yeah, that was really amazing because they had some...
This is Team 1 and our famous drummer. This girl was on our team. You probably see us in the crowd somewhere. Yes. This is the first pub we went to. You can see Audrey sulking in the corner. There's Audrey! What up, baby? This guy's a rock star. He was singing his butt off. It's you know what I have to say? Some of the food we tasted, some of the drinks we had, the cocktails and whatever else, it was world class, and I'm so proud of. And we don't do it enough. We don't go there enough. So Calvin, if you're listening, mate, or anybody out there listening, he was singing his butt off. Why am I here now?
You're echoing.
I'm echoing to myself. I'm just saying, I hope they do more of these. Bigger and better. Two constructive criticisms. They needed to be a little bit better organized, a little bit properly planned more in advance. And you really need to it's very hard to keep drunk people quiet in these neighborhoods. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I actually felt bad walking around the city in Fontainebleau. And there was a lot of noise and stuff like that. So to the residents, I apologize in advance. But those are the two things that I'd hope they'd probably figure out a way to maintain, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I wish you all the best. You guys did a good job. Calvin DeMello, well done on you, mate.
You know, Merv, unfortunately, I left early, being the old man.
You sissy.
Yeah, being the old man that I am.
Pussy.
But I heard a rumor that come about 12:30 or so, Joanne was on the countertop, the bar countertop.
What, Coyote Ugly style?
Yeah.
No, not quite. True? Not quite.
You ever call my wife ugly, dude? I
never did. I'm just saying she was on that bar counter there, having a good time. And I want some pictures and some videos of that.
We had a good time. We had a great time. It was a lot of fun. And I'm saying I hope they do it again and they do more of it. We
did that football, remember? We were doing that football Heineken actual footballer, which was in down the road. I quite enjoyed that.
Down the road, kudos to your boy. What's his name? What's the owner? I always forget his name.
Linden.
Well done. Down the road was jumping, dude. It was a lot of fun. I had a great time. So shout out to all of you guys. Thanks for having us, and we can't wait to see another event. Ladies and gentlemen, you're tuned to the Merv Brito Show. We do this weekly, Sunday, 6 p.m. And we have a laugh. We don't take ourselves seriously, but we do the show to make people aware of what's going on right here in our backyard, a place that we're very passionate and love. This is our way of giving back. And we talk about topics that are trending, topical, whatever, maybe in Goa, India, or around the world. It's a live show, and if you'd like to get in touch with us, you can get in touch with us on social media, anywhere you get your social media from: X, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Check out our website for previous episodes and more about us, the mervbritoshow.com. And if you want to get in touch with us, you can call us live at 7507-246-246. Send us a message. Hit us up. Say what you will. We'll get you on the show. You can send us a recording. We'd love to hear from you. The Merv Brito Show every week, live, Sunday, 6 p.m. We talk about issues and topics that are pretty contentious. So we'd like to put this out there. We on the Merv Brito Show have opinions expressed on the show that are opinions being expressed by the people expressing them, and not the expressed or implied opinions of the Merv Brito Show. Now that we got all that crap out the way, any shout outs today? We've got a different background, sweetie. Why? Tell them.
Oh, yes. So today it's actually Bob Dylan's 85th birthday. So a big shout out to Bob Dylan, who's obviously had a huge influence on the musical world. Also Cher, she was 80 on Wednesday.
She's still alive and kicking, dude.
She is, yeah, and she's looking great.
In love after love.
That sounded like Mr. Cher, dude.
Life after love.
Yes, indeed.
Good
You're
correction.
absolutely right, Wilbert.
She was correcting me.
Really?
It was our friend Paul's big birthday yesterday. So we had a
Does
little
anybody know
gathering.
Paul's surname?
Yeah, it's Hardeep Singh. He's Hardeep Singh.
So Paul, okay.
Yeah. So happy birthday, Paul.
Happy birthday, Paul.
I'm now
God
subscribed. I'm now subscribed to your YouTube channel. So I hope you're subscribing back, because I know you said you watched the show.
Does he? Happy birthday, man.
Yeah.
And his
He
beautiful
missed
wife,
you.
Sophia.
He missed you, Merv. He did.
I love Paul. I have some of the best, most interesting conversation with him whenever we get together. When that very rarely, but he's an interesting guy. Happy birthday, brother.
Absolutely. And here's to a great year ahead. And also a lovely young lady who's going to be one tomorrow. So,
Ankita Mandrekar.
well, she's not going to be one. Her daughter, hers and Sunny's daughter.
Radia. She's turning one.
Didn't I say it?
Adia.
Adia. Yes, she'll be one tomorrow. So we're going
Cutie.
to pop by and see her, which will be lovely. Mwah.
Joanne, I love the fact. Yeah, go on.
I want the birthday cake though.
Oh, I'm sure there'll be plenty of birthday cake.
No wonder they were shopping in Mapsa yesterday.
Oh, you saw them. Lovely.
It's her little baby's birthday. Ankita and Sunny's birthday. Adia.
Daughter's birthday.
Yeah, but I'm saying to you, am I saying the name right? It's not Adia, it's Aradia.
Aadhya.
Adia.
Adia.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to jump into the show. We've got so much to talk about. I want to know. You've got to. There's so much. There's been so much talk about the Cockroach Janata Party. What is the Cockroach Janata Party all about? What is happening? What's going on, dude? Are we starting off with this or what?
Yes. So basically, the CGI, the Chief Justice of India, had made a comment about cockroaches. So he apparently said, and I quote, on Friday, the Supreme Court of India, Chief Justice Suryakanth had said in an open court hearing that parasites were attacking the system, and equated the youngsters who don't get any employment and don't have any place in a profession to cockroaches. So that sparked a huge backlash because it was taken that he was speaking generally about the unemployed youth of this country and equating them to cockroaches, to leeches, to those kind of.
That's a stupid thing to say.
Yeah.
And that has got the youth of India, in my opinion, they've galvanized themselves and they said, yes, they're proudly saying we are cockroaches and we want to make a change to the system. So that has resulted in, what they've created something called the Cockroach Janata Party. There are various social media, profiles
Savvy.
available on social media, and they've got huge response. I believe they're now there's about 20 million followers on these pages, and they are going to use those pages to, if they can use them, because apparently the government has now even clamped down and shut those pages down for whatever reason. I have no clue. It doesn't sound right to me. But the cockroaches are here, and they're going to be making some changes and going to be questioning the government, or even political parties. It's going to be questioning the system.
This dude, I'm surprised he's the Chief Justice, because that's a dumb thing to say. You're painting everybody with the same brush. There are people. There's different kind of. We've got Gen X, Gen Y, Gen Z. You got all the different. But you can't listen. People go through different times of their lives, different periods of their lives. They're studying, school, college, whatever. I'm not saying everybody's perfect, but like, you've got individuals here that might be struggling at the time, and it's a very difficult, awkward time growing up when you've got to sort yourself out. You're not under mom and dad's roof anymore, and you got to take care of yourself. You might be unemployed, but for him to say something silly like that, the good thing is that he's galvanized a whole generation of Indians. I don't know why it's become Janata. I don't know if they're talking about the same Janata party, but you've got listen, this kind of stuff, these kind of changes have changed countries. Nepal, Sri Lanka, loads of countries where you've got the young people up in arms. Iran, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this could actually work out and backfire. But something you said to me that's scary is that they're trying to censor. They're trying to, what's the word? Suppress.
Suppress. Mm-hmm.
And that's what the scary part is.
Yeah.
And that's what we need to talk more about it.
So he's basically saying, he said that the youngsters were like cockroaches and some advocates were parasites of society. And obviously around that backlash, he's saying it's about the fake degree holding designees that he was really talking about. So just trying to say that there was something more going on in the background, not necessarily a comment on the whole of the youth society.
Yeah, I'm going to pull out his exact quote as per an article.
Get closer to your mic, dude. I can't hear you.
I'm as close as I can get.
Stick it in your mouth.
These are, he says, this is the quote from Al Jazeera. They say that he said, these are youngsters like cockroaches who don't get any employment or have any place in the profession. Some of them become media, some of them become social media, RTI activists and other activists, and they start attacking everyone. So that's what he said.
But that's a generalization now, Joy. Wouldn't you say at the end of the day, there's going to be different kind of people? Yeah, you have that kind of person. It's not the youth. And maybe we're jumping too much to conclusion because he might not have meant about everybody. He's talking about a specific, and when you read that comment just now, it made a lot more sense. He's talking about the specific people that have not worked their butts off to get to where they are, and they want everything handed to them. Like I call them the snowflake generation. They want everything handed to them, and he might be talking about a specific type of person, unemployed, trying to use social media and the system to get ahead.
Maybe to become influencers and things like that, whereby people think that if that is your calling in life, that you're not really doing an awful lot in order to earn a living. But it's a pretty harsh thing to have been said.
So firstly, in context of what people say that there is high unemployment in India, I don't know the stats on that, but it looks like there is unemployment in India, right? To say that from a privileged position is wrong.
Yeah.
Like the kind of the facilities or opportunities that the CGI has got in his life is not the same that most people of this country get.
I disagree,
especially the poor mob. Especially the mob. So
I agree.
If you are going to make a generalized statement, you are actually targeting in a way, whether you like it or not, you're targeting those people. And if everybody had an equal opportunity and then you made that statement, I would say that you have every right to make that statement. But knowing how this country runs with its flawed institutions and systems, you know what? I think it's wrong to say.
I disagree to a degree. Can I say this, Ajo? I agree with what you said is true, and multiple statements can be true. But this is a nuanced statement, and I'll tell you why. This is one of the most unequal opportunity countries you'll ever find. You've got the people that sweep the streets and collect the garbage, the downtrodden, the illiterate, and they're generational. They never have a chance unless somebody really, really has a lucky break and gets one of their kids into college and they have the opportunity to excel. But the rich keep getting richer, the smart keep getting working, blah, blah, blah. And the hardworking can accomplish anything. All I'm saying to you, he as a Chief Justice didn't get to where he is by taking it easy. He's worked his ass off to get to become a Chief Justice. It's not easy to become a Chief Justice, to become a lawyer, to become any professional. You have to put in the time. So all I'm saying to you is everybody doesn't have the opportunities or blessed to have money or I understand. I agree, Baba. And it beats me up. It really, really burns my butt when I see these poor people on the side of the road digging ditches. They don't have the opportunity to become a Chief Justice ever.
You know, Mo.
Them and their kids kids will be digging ditches for the rest of their lives. So that's an inequality. But I'm saying to you, it's a harsh statement. By the way, cockroaches are some of the most resilient creatures. So that's not necessarily a bad thing. He meant it in a derogatory way. Cockroaches can survive a nuclear flipping weapon, dude. Yeah.
See, Mo, we know how compromised the institutions of India is. I'm sure there are very, there are very people with merit who have got into judges' positions like the CGI. But I also know there are a lot of people who are, who because they know somebody, they have a godfather. They become judges. They become lawyers. They become
judges.
Yeah,
judges.
Yes, Merv.
Now, I'm not. This is news to me because I would think that anywhere in the world, if you want to excel and do well, you got to work your butt off and you've got to stand out in a crowd. If everybody was great at everything, we'd have more professionals, right? In golf, you've got the Tiger Woods and you've got everybody, Gary Player, all the big boys, and they worked hard and they excel. To become a judge, I would think that your colleagues and your community has to vote, elect, promote you that way. You can't become a judge by using pollmate. You can't buy your way. If you're saying that's the case, I've never heard that, and I'm surprised.
There's a lot of politics involved in what do you call it? In the selection of even a CGI, for example.
But that's all. You can buy your way into becoming a police officer.
The opposition, the government, and then somebody else has to make a decision. That's influence.
No, that's a vetting system. I'm saying to you, I understand in the States, Joanne, you've got to be appointed. You've got to sit through the Senate, the House hearings where they question you 1,000,000 times to Sunday to get to join the Supreme Court. Ruth Bader, all these people have gone through the women, men, white, black. You've got to go through the selection process. I would figure here, maybe not the Supreme Court, but any person with a brain that excels and their colleagues know that they're the best in their fields would get promoted. Can you buy your way into being a judge, you're saying?
I correct myself. In the case of the CGI, Willie just pointed out to me that the President of India selects the CGI.
There you go.
But I know, and I'm sure you would agree with me, that it's not purely on merit when it comes to our government institutions. It's about who you know. Sometimes in cases you need to pay to get positions.
The cops have to pay to get it. So the police, it's a well-known fact that the police to get ahead, to get a promotion, have to pay in the lakhs. Teachers.
Yes, teachers.
Public officials, right?
Even judges. I have heard, this is my personal opinion, but I have heard, and this is something you can take with a pinch of salt, but I've heard that that's what happens in our judiciary as well.
Ajay, that's why our system's in the shitter. Exactly. That's why any flipping court case, you're so scared to even if you're in the right, Joanne, even if you've been wronged, even if something has done something wrong to you, the legal recourse is a nightmare.
Yeah, I know.
And you have these people that make this their living. They do this for a living. They just go to court every day and it lasts forever. Mm-hmm. It's such a conflict of interest because the judges are happy. They're getting paid. The advocates, both sides are getting paid. The lawyers, call them what you will, are getting paid. What urgency is there to resolve a case or solve,
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And I don't mean this. Listen, mate, there's great judges, they're great lawyers and advocates and all these kind of things. But it's a known fact that our judicial system here in India, if you're wronged, most people would say, screw it, I don't even have the time, the money. It'll cost me more than the actual court case award will be, right?
Yeah.
How many people are languishing in jail and yet have not been convicted?
Yeah.
I'm sure that number is pretty high.
Ajay, we're digressing, dude. We're talking about the cockroach.
My point is, for you to make a comment on that, you better be sure that your systems are in place, that you're doing the best job, and things are improving in the country in your field. Then you start questioning of others. What does the Bible say?
Oh my God, you're not quoting the Bible.
I'm just saying it applies here, right? Throwing the stone.
Who is without sin cast the first stone.
Yeah, it applies here.
Congratulations, sweetie.
There you go.
You should be a priest.
So this is the guy who's actually started that Cockroach Janata party. I think he's based out of the US, and he's been facing a lot of backlash.
That's a scary thought, though, Ajay. Talk about this. I really want to talk about this. You're telling me censorship-wise.
Yes. So, I think because the government, because the babus, because the bureaucracy didn't expect such a backlash from the youth. I believe it's a youth movement wherein, they set up various social media sites. And within a matter of days, it went from 30,000 to what is now 20 million followers.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding you. And that scared, I think, the
big boys.
The big boys, the power that be, because this has a lot of political outcome, right? It's like a platform to question the government, question them on what they're doing or not doing, and question the opposition. So they went and shut these platforms down.
No.
Yeah, the X platform is down because I think we have to call it what it is. They're scared. The government is scared.
No, Ajay, not in a democracy, not here. You know what? I'm playing dumb. I'm playing devil's advocate, and that should never happen in the world's largest democracy. Yeah, if you start. You had that what's the name? That correspondent, that Scandinavian correspondent asked Narendra Modi why he never asks questions. In this government, in this country, we've got the largest democracy. I'd be very surprised and very disappointed if they start shutting and censoring and trying. These are the kind of movements that galvanize people, bring them together, and make changes in generational changes. What happened in Nepal, in Iran, in Sri Lanka, in Bangladesh, in a lot of these countries? It's the youth that have come together, and it just takes one little spark. So this could potentially be something that brings a lot of 3.7 million online party gains, 3.7 million followers after CGI's remark. It could be turned into something really good, and I hope we're not trying to Debbie down and promote any kind of sensationalize anything, but I hope it works for the good, for a good change, positive change.
So here's a confirmation on this site that says that the center cracked down on the Cockroach Janata Party social media sites, quote unquote, like paraphrasing there, after the Information Bureau warning on possible unrest.
Wow.
So. In fact, we've been talking about this. We've warned that if, the government doesn't do its job, is not doing its job sincerely, any government, it can be this government, it can be the past government, it could be the future government, we are running the risk of dissent. And I think the cracks are beginning to show. And I think, we should take this very seriously. You should listen to our youth because they are the future of this country. And we should not dismiss their aspirations.
At the same time, I think we're generalizing Ajay. He's not saying about everybody. It came out, and what he said has been turned and twisted to suit a lot of different purposes. What he said was he's talking specifically about the people that are unemployed or just trying to live off the system and not willing to contribute, not willing to work hard to get to where they want to be. I don't know the actual details, but it's for a Chief Justice to say something like that is a little bit strange. But I do hope and I pray. We see this happening right here in Goa. We see all the crooked, the corrupt, the stuff that we don't really like. And we talk about it here on the show very, very frequently. That's in a state.
Yeah.
Which we would love to see and protect. We want to protect this place, right? We'd love to see the changes. This is the kind of movement that you'd love to see actually gain momentum and make the changes. But at the end of the day, we're not trying to incite anybody. We're not trying to do anything. We're just trying to see the positives of what a Cockroach Janata Party or a youth movement could make in a place like this where we're so frustrated of this bullshit that's been happening for many, many decades.
How many generations have lost, these opportunities because we kept on pushing the ball down the road. But I support this generation. Gen Z generation, they're taking a stand. They want to change the country, and who are we to stop them? Now you look at this social media site, the Instagram account. They have 22.8 million followers,
and that's going to scare a lot of political figures and parties and leaders, dude. But that's wrong, dude. You can't suppress and censor people because you don't like the outcome. If you're doing such a great job, people should be following you too.
Exactly.
This is not this. Listen, all we're saying here at the Merv Brito Show, and I'm going to speak on behalf of all of you guys. We just want our government officials to do a good job. You're getting paid a salary. Yeah. Do a job for the people. Be proud of what you do. Don't keep doing the same stupid things. And you see this going to hell in a handbasket on a daily basis. We've spoken about public transportation. We've spoken about corruption, illegalities, water, and wasting of money and all these tenders, thousands of crores being wasted, right? All we're saying, and I'll never see it through because I'm too old, but I love the fact the Capitol crawl had so many people involved, but the Cockroach Party, that these guys, 22 million is not a small number.
It's not a joke.
Huge.
And I hope they use this momentum, and it's not going to be the goddamn snowflakes that are willing to sit around and let everybody else do the work. But you need this kind of momentum, this kind of movement to see the changes, be the change you want to see. It's happened in China. Think about it. Think about how suppressed these poor people are. A lot of these countries crack down on social media and the internet. Mate, you've got a lot of freedoms a lot of countries don't have. Yeah. And I just hope they use it in a good way.
Well, you'd like to see that. I mean, 2026, we're in 2026, but there's just still too many autocrats re-emerging and things like that. And I just really would like to see some real positive influence and some, something that could be tangible that comes out of this. That's just really, forward looking and positive for everybody.
I've said this 100 times. We've spoken about young politicians that are leading the way and incorporating and implementing new technologies. And I love that. We're going to talk more about how AI can help with the legal system. I love that topic. But I love to talk about the youth, and I speak about it all the time. You need these guys to get off their lazy asses, and I'm going to take a lot of heat for this. I'm not talking about everybody because I know a lot of youth that work very hard. But there's a lot of generations that don't understand how hard their parents and their ancestors have worked, the people that have come before them, brought them into this world, and how hard these older generation people had to work to get to where they were to be successful. Yep. But you've got technologies that can be implemented that if you use your brains and you work hard enough, you can reach the moon, god darn it. Mm-hmm. Stop complaining. Get out there, do what you need to do, work your butt off and be successful and be happy. But when you're paying your way and paying your taxes and doing your share, you don't want to be screwed every turn of the way by the government that rules you, basically. They shouldn't censor you.
No. This is the X account which was withheld by the government.
Oh yeah,
and now just today, the one of the cabinet ministers, the central cabinet ministers, Gurindervir, is equating this movement to to Pakistan and George Soros gang.
Bullshit.
You should not do that.
Who's that? Who said this?
This is Gurindervir, who is one of the cabinet ministers, the central cabinet ministers.
That's a goddamn smokescreen. There's no way. It has nothing to do with them, mate. Do your jobs, and if you have the evidence, claim it can be Pakistan. Anybody else you want to claim, have the evidence, but don't try to censor. And at the end of the day, it's social media, right? You don't become an Elon Musk or a Donald Trump here in India.
And just to prove him wrong, the founder of the Cockroach Janata Party has shown details of the audience which have joined this social media, and he's showing.
Can this be manipulated, Ajay?
This cannot be. Oh, it could, but why would he want to do it? He's saying that 90% of those followers, 90% of 22 million people are Indians, are from India. He's showing this.
Nothing wrong with that. So he's showing you the evidence.
For the government to come up, some people in the government to say that it's from Pakistan or from George Soros, you're dismissing the aspirations of the people, the young youth of India, which is wrong.
Ajay, when they had the protests at the Unity Mall in Panjim, they had these jammers that that actually killed the signal. So you couldn't broadcast and promote what was happening, right?
Yeah.
This is part of that. If you're making these stupid claims about terrorist organizations or countries or whatever, this is a bullshit. The guy who's showing you the evidence is saying to you, this is how fed up the youth are in this place, in this country, in this state, whatever. And I hope you can turn it into something good, dude.
And what's even more disturbing is you have, an older generation. Here you have maybe some youth who are trying to beautify a spot coming out of this movement, right? Because they've been inspired. They're trying to paint a wall,
A mural.
with probably like caricatures of cockroaches, etc. They're doing something. They're cleaning up a space, beautifying it, adding some color to the city. And you have people who are bringing these people down, who are doing a positive thing, calling them, making fun of them. So my request to the older generation is, do not, stomp this movement. Do not stomp the voice, the aspirations of the youth, because God only knows we've wasted our own youth, with the same aspirations, kicking the ball down the line, and nothing has ever changed. Or if it's changed, it's changing really slowly. And you know what? Why should dreams be crushed?
Oh, what? But I'm gonna write a book about it. You should be a goddamn politician.
Absolutely.
I'd vote for you.
Now you're making fun of people cleaning the streets, painting this.
That looks like Calvin, dude. Until he turns around.
Yeah, but
He's a tall, curly-headed dude with chicken wings. No, I'm kidding, Calvin. I'm joking. This guy's got muscle. I want to. What is this all about? All of a sudden,
Mo,
dude?
this is the video you shared.
I love this, but it's too early. I don't want to talk about it right now. I want to make a big deal about this. You want to talk about it right now?
I think we should.
Listen, you spoke about kids cleaning up. This is a video that somebody sent me, and I love this effing video. After a train journey, this girl talks about in the same country.
So what makes the people of Mizoram so much better than the rest of us Indians? Just a secret superpower Talangainya. A centuries-old moral code. Do more, take less, think of others first. It is because of this superpower that in Aizawl, India's silent city, honking is rare. People don't break red lights, lane discipline exists, and cars actually stop when you cross the road. Streets are clean, people carry their own trash, they use dustbins. Basic decency.
I want to play
is
this. Keep
common
playing it.
sense. And here, a brand new charging port becomes a garbage stand in hours. Trust runs so deep, some shops don't even have shopkeepers.
Have you all
Take
seen this
what you
video?
need, pay honestly. And no, Mizo people aren't born better. They are taught better. In Baite, the cleanest town in Mizoram, every Saturday morning, school children armed with brooms in their hand sweep their respective localities. Garbage isn't someone else's job. It's everyone's responsibility. While most of us live by me first, Mizoram quietly practices me last. From clearing landslides at 3 a.m. to ensuring no neighbor goes hungry. A system like this ensures everyone gets looked after, no one falls behind. Small state, big lesson. Because civic sense...
Dude, this is in India. This is India. Mizoram is a state. To kill that. This is why I wanted to promote this. Yeah, you've got these kids out there painting murals and doing these great cleanups. Great, call them what you will. This impressed me so much, Ajoy, because this is not any other. This is not Japan, where this is commonplace in Japan. Correct? They come and clean up after themselves, and they take pride in their surroundings. The difference in the rest of India and Mizoram. They don't cut lines. They don't honk horns. Well, how's that? Because their upbringing, their values, their morals, the people that have brought them up have taught them these things, right? Why can't we change that in the rest of our country?
And why can't we empower the youth of India, some of them who want to follow like the Mizoramis? Why can't we follow their example and better this country? Especially the youth want to do it. Don't stop them.
Joanne, have you seen the video?
I love it. I did see it when you shared it. This is the better India, and I've seen quite a few nice stories from there, which is really promoting some real positive stories across India, because I think everybody's sick of hearing, all of the negative stories and stuff. And it's just one of those things that it would just be nice to be able to promote some more of this good stuff that's going on around the country.
We see a lot of the bad stuff and the negativity, but this is really, really good stuff. And can we put that video? Can we link that video into the web, or people can open and show that video?
Yes.
Can we have a way we can link that? So I love that, and I wanted to talk so much about that because that's so important. That's in the same country. You would think you're in a different country, but that's in India, in Mizoram. hats off to you guys. You guys should be proud. And I'd love to see it happen more in the rest of India, right? Use that as an example. We talk about a lot of things that are very contentious. You can get in touch with us at any time. Let's continue. We're going to talk about there was an exam scam, the NEET scam. There's a Panjim Boardwalk I want to talk about. I don't know what you want to talk about first. Tell me, Ajo. You tell me.
You want to talk about the Panjim Mangrove Boardwalk, where money was spent and now they want to remove it. You want to talk about that?
I'll talk about it because I spent time in Pato the other day, in Fontainebleau. That's such a beautiful part of Goa. That's such a proud part of Goa because that's your capital city. And it's so quaint. And like I said, a couple of the places we went to and visited, bars, pubs, restaurants, even shops. They take you back to the little quaint villages of Europe, right? There's a boardwalk that I wanted to mention because it's what is it? They're going to be scrapping it?
Yeah, it was basically introduced as part of the Smart City Initiative.
Oh, not again.
So this boardwalk was opened and inaugurated to allow people to be able to walk through the mangroves. But unfortunately, they're saying it's fallen into disrepair and there's been some vandalism generally around there, and they're saying it's unsafe. So essentially what they're saying is they're going to close it. So there's a huge problem with that.
But that's the sad thing about it. This looks beautiful in the picture, and it says to be removed. Why are you removing it? Because you need the firewood? You're running short on gas cylinders?
They're saying safety concerns.
Bollocks. What's the safety concern? But then who's in charge of this department?
My point
CCP.
is,
No.
when you conceptualize a project, why does it have to always, and in this country, it always comes down to it becoming disrepaired and it has to be removed because it's such a waste of money.
Ajoy, why is that? I say this all the time, right? I've grown up in the West. And labor there is very expensive. Plumbers, carpenters, anybody to come and clean. India's got some of the cheapest labor in the country, in the world.
Yes.
And yet you have some of the most filthy toilets, some of the most filthy public offices, government spaces. Everybody wants a government job, but you don't have people keeping and maintaining these. Everybody wants new and shiny, but they don't know how to maintain it. Why do you not have people maintaining this wood and treating this wood?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And using this as a tourist draw to have more people come and do the beautiful walk. This is the corporation of the city of Panjim has decided to dismantle and remove the mangrove boardwalk at the Pato alongside the Rua de Oria Creek.
Yes.
Why? Why is it being removed? It's been there for a while. Just maintain it.
Yeah.
You go onto the hop off, you go onto the ho-ho buses. This is one of the sites that people can be brought to and walk through the beautiful mangroves, admire the trees, the foliage, the fauna and flora, the birds.
But they're saying it would cost more to repair it than remove it.
So once you remove it, it's going to be replaced?
So basically the boardwalk has gone, it's basically, it's become very bad condition. And now to repair it and to maintain it will cost a lot of money. But this is you have to think of that saying, which your father, mother, and my father and mother.
You talk about my father and mother.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that's a good saying. They taught us this. A stitch in time saves nine. So this is a classic case of a stitch in time saves nine, because they probably never maintained it.
There's another one, no? An apple a day? If you stick an apple up one of these guys' bum, you'd go and see a doctor very quickly. Maintain the goddamn boardwalk. Why? That's what I don't get. You spent so much money to build this beautiful boardwalk, right?
Yeah.
And now you're going to scrap it.
Yeah, and it only took, if you had maintained it on a regular basis.
There you go.
We didn't have to reach the stage, did we? And another thing you mentioned, Mo, I don't think many people knew of this boardwalk.
No, that's the thing.
But the department that promotes these, why did the ho-ho buses not work? This is a great way to promote a natural nature kind of a walk.
Yeah.
You've got, we mentioned Fontainebleau, the nightlife at night, the shops and the restaurants. You've got the churches, the temples, the mosques. So these are kind of things that should be promoted as local heritage, local, you must see in Goa. It's not only about the beaches. The beaches is natural resources and beautiful places that people come for anyway. But these can be promoted by, who is your department that is promoting tourism and all these goddamn attractions?
Well, I was going to ask you, what's the name of that wildlife place, Dr.
Abdul Kalam Abdul something sanctuary, bird sanctuary.
Yeah, I've only been
Ali.
there once.
Salim Ali,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's still going strong.
That's really beautiful. I've only been there once when Giselle and family were still here. So basically, I went there early morning, and it was just so beautiful. Just like walking around and just seeing all the birds, just seeing, the butterflies, and just walking through the trees, walking through nature. It was really, really lovely.
Sweetie, if you don't tell people about it, nobody's going to go. So you've got a department that makes money. That look at the place, how it's fallen to wreck and ruin. This is all the goddamn boardwalk. There's no boardwalk left.
Exactly.
They should start a goddamn lumber yard.
Exactly. It's so sad to see that it was like this, and now it's turned into this. And maybe there's a hope that
Flippin' Nora.
one of the well-known architects in Goa wants to take this restoration project and maintain the boardwalk. And they should be encouraged. They should probably
Definitely.
some budget should be given to them to maintain this.
Ajoy, they have the money. Don't ask for more money. Use the money properly. Use the money wisely. You've got so many departments that are so officious and want to control every little thing you do.
Yeah.
But you've got the money in the coffers. There's money set aside by the budget for budgets and by the government, central, federal, your state level governments. There's money there. It just needs to be used properly. You need somebody with a brain to oversee their own departments.
Yeah.
Right? So if you had the tourism department has to promote Goa and all the tourism sites, the site, the infrastructure, what is this? Would be the forestry department or something? All of these guys, just do your jobs, guys. Why does it get to this disrepair, the state of disrepair?
Yeah.
And the money's already, don't ask for more money. Just use your brains and do your jobs and maintain what you have. And use the money, if it's properly promoted, the money you collect from the tourists, to maintain the place.
So two things is, if you want to be talking about calling Goa, India's Dubai, then you better be maintaining such infrastructure.
Yeah.
This ain't India's Dubai, this is India's Bangladesh.
Yeah.
No offense to the Bangladeshis, by the way. We love you guys. But why? You're taking that out of context, Ajay. That's not because...
No, I'm just saying, see, if you want to be a world beater, you better make sure that things like this doesn't happen,
Are
right?
you out your effing mind? You want to compare this to Dubai?
That's what the
But that was last week, no?
Remember the
They were talking about the migrant labor, Ajay.
but you know what? You should have aspirations to be a great city.
You mentioned ass. This is Dubai shan't. I'm telling you, this is not even close to being on the spectrum of a Dubai, my friend.
So that's exactly what I'm saying. And number two, whenever that's the problem with this country. I realize you see this bullet train that we're going to talk about. It's going to come, and then you have people destroying the paint, destroying
Spitting on the walls,
tearing the seats apart. That's the problem with this country. We build, but we don't maintain. And we should maintain more.
It's a real shame because they're basically saying that these repairs could cost up to 75 lakhs.
Yeah, but
and they need to get it done before monsoon really kicks in.
It breaks my heart.
It's a real shame.
Monsoon's already here, almost
Yeah,
here.
I know.
It breaks my heart. And here again, I'm not even gonna mention what's my favorite word? I've forgotten my word.
What, your Tyriac?
Give me a T.
Teriac.
Enforcement?
I need to get it on my t-shirt. I need to tattoo it across my forehead. Teriac. I want to get t-shirts with the word Theriac, which is an acronym for a potion used against poison. We've got this poisonous system here where people get money and get paid and do their jobs and get salaries, but there's no transparency, happiness, enforcement, responsibility, implementation, accountability, and common sense. Theriac, an acronym. The point I'm trying to make is if there's somebody in charge of the department that maintains his boardwalk and all these other beautiful sites, right? How's he able to collect his salary every month and not do his job? And if he's not doing his job, who's his boss? And why aren't heads rolling and people being held responsible for not doing their jobs is my point, Joanne. And this is why you want people to stand up and say, listen, we pay a shed load of money in taxes. Where's that money going?
Exactly.
You need the youth to get involved. You need more of these guys, these cockroach party guys, to get involved and say, listen, let us do it. Let's do it a different way. Let's show you how to be the change we want to see. You guys have been screwing around for so long.
Yeah.
You want something positive, dude.
Well, yeah, but also what you're saying about this cockroach party, I'd be really interested to know how many people from Goa have actually signed up for that. Because it would be really
I don't want to know. I don't care. It's an Indian thing. It's not a Goan thing, baby doll.
Yeah, but I'm saying because you've got enough is enough with Justice Rebello and everything right now. And if you get some of the real senior people who've had a lot of experience, more mature experience, and then they bring the youth together also. It could be really groundbreaking.
It could be huge. It doesn't take a lot. This is low-hanging fruit. You got somebody like a Justice Rebello, by the way. Shout out to Justice Rebello. Hey, hashtag Justice Rebello. What's his movement?
Enough is enough.
Enough is enough. Dude, I wish him all the very best, all the power. We support you 100%, but you'd love to see it actually happen. Yeah, but
Somebody is anonymously messaged us saying that apparently the boardwalk was used by couples and for drinking at night.
Why, are there any lights?
Yeah.
Is there any security? Are there gates to stop people from going there? There's not, right? So do you blame him? You should see where Willie takes his bird mate. He takes him to the part of the boardwalk where the you can see the ground, you can see the water underneath you, but it's the most secluded area, and Willie's never been caught. Willie, does your bird get a lot of thorns? You take
But I
tweezers?
definitely saw a joy there. It's right behind my office also.
You bring up another point.
I'll tell you who was there on Saturday night.
Who?
They came from the Merv Brito show and they were hosting.
Yeah, it was right opposite down the road.
Is that where it is?
Yes, exactly.
It's next to DTR.
I didn't know that. I didn't even know this existed. I've heard of Salim Ali, the bird sanctuary, Dr. Salim Ali. I didn't know about this. We laugh and joke about it, but it's a microcosm. It's just one part of the mess in this place that we're so passionate about. Ladies and gentlemen, we're doing the show, and this is exactly why we do the show, so that we can vent. We talk about these topics, and I'm not trying to badmouth. I'm not trying to down. I'm not trying to Debbie Downer everything, but you've got to talk about these things, and someone's got to speak up about these things. Mm-hmm. And we're doing it with the best of intentions. We're doing it because we want to make people aware, possibly have a laugh with our individual takes, but make people aware and try and support and help educate and inform people while we do it. You know what I'm saying?
I think also it's worthwhile pointing out that a lot of the traditional media are keeping a lot of these stories alive. So you've got the Herald and Goa 24/7 and everything. You know, they really are keeping a lot of these, bringing a lot of these stories to the forefront, because obviously our research involves what we've read in the media across the week. So, you know, there's some kind of original reporting as well that's also going on.
I'd like to see more centralized. I'd like to see, not centralized, I'd like to see more reputable media. The media here is very easily swayed by, I'm not going to get into it, it's a contentious topic, but I'm saying to the media here needs to be more proper, like straight up. Report the news. Don't let somebody buy you biscuits and breakfast to paint them in a good light or vice, whatever. The point I'm trying to make is, in the States, you complain about Donald Trump talking too much to the goddamn media. He can't shut his mouth, and he's on social media and Twitter and all. And here you can't get a beep out of Narendra Modi. And what you actually want to put out, people are scared to speak their minds because of the what is it called?
Backlash.
The backlash, right? Mm-hmm. And that's what you don't want. You want people to be able to speak. If the youth want to get involved and create this massive movement, nobody should shut them down. Don't close the websites. Don't, because you're turning into a flipping dictatorship. Mm-hmm. You may as well go and live in China. I'm not going to talk more about this right now. I want to get onto something more interesting. By the way, we were speaking about youth. What's your next topic? You really want to talk about NEET? The debacle?
I think it's an important topic.
Quickly, we got 5 minutes to talk about it.
Yes.
This is about the exam papers being leaked. Mate, this has been happening for years, centuries, decades. How did this happen? And here again, who's responsible? Somebody's head should roll.
Yeah. So this is apparently an issue that happens every year, right? And for a country that wants to aspire to do more, this should never happen, especially to students of this country. So NEET is a common entrance test, I believe, that is used to gain access to engineering and medical courses across the country. So we had lakhs of people, as this article clearly says, attend this in recently, about last week or a week and a half ago, and then it came about that apparently this all-important exams papers were leaked, and thereby all the hard-working youth who had studied for this course, their efforts went down the drain because they had to cancel that exam
Because the papers got leaked.
because the papers got leaked.
Money, baby. Somebody paid somebody who paid somebody else, and they leaked these papers. You know the sad thing about it, all these young people that study their asses off,
Yeah.
that all goes to vain because you've got, well, the education, you don't waste the education, but these people were prepped for this exam. This is an undergraduate course. I don't know enough about it, but I'm just saying this has been happening, Ajay, forever, mate. They've been, and not just in India, all around the world, but it's so blatantly obvious. If you pay somebody, a clerk or somebody who has to go and Xerox the papers, you're going to get a copy of it.
If for a country that is aspiring to be a world beater, the fourth largest economy, XYZ, why is this happening every year? Why is there no improvement in plugging these so-called leaks?
Yeah.
Why doesn't this happen in the big IITs and all the very reputable colleges? Why is it always low level? Why is it always and I'm generalizing, I'm taking a shot out in the dark. Why does this happen and it doesn't happen in the most, what do they call the Ivy Leagues, college and schools? Why?
They have different types of scandals.
But it doesn't happen to them, Joe. It's only happening to these public colleges and a lot of these universities that it's all about the money. If you pay somebody enough money, they'll sell you their child.
I know, but there's a really horrendous flip side to this as well, because aside from people who have studied so hard for many, many years, some people have been so despaired by the situation, they've died by suicide. And this is really, really horrendous. I mean, that's just unbelievable and
Headmistress.
Unforgivable for people to do this kind of thing that can lead to such just horrendous.
Go back to the headline. They caught they arrested the headmistress, recalled physics questions from memory. CBI tells court, what? NEET paper leak, arrested headmistress, recalled physics questions from memory. So she's basically the one leaking the paper.
So, Merv, it's as simple as you making sure that there's checks and balances, that that beyond after a certain time or till a certain time, only 2 people in the country know about these papers, right? And
I don't understand what you're saying, Bob.
Since if you create a paper, a NEET paper, right, and you're going to the exam is today, so before today, only 2 people should have access to those papers, or 1 person. Let's say 2 people, and if there's a leak, it's going to come from them. So why can't there be a check and balance wherein you ensure that you identify the 3 people or 2 people who are going to handle these papers, and it's delivered through maybe digital means on the day, 2 phones, etc.
It shouldn't need to be that. It shouldn't have to be that way. You're right, Ajoy. I agree with you. Why is the secret ingredients in Coke and Pepsi and all these big companies still safe after hundreds of years? Their IP, they've been able to hold this in secret for many, many years, and people have access to it because obviously you need to use it, right? But if you can't have a college campus keep their examination, this is not something that happened yesterday or last week. I remember when my older sisters were growing up in Bombay, and there were leaks happening at that time. No, It's all based on money. Somebody's going to sell, but that's the thing about upbringing, background, your morals, your values. If somebody has no morals or values, like I said to you, a little bit of money or a lot of money, they will sell you their right arm kind of thing. Yeah. You're not going to change the system.
I mean, sorry.
So the latest now is that the exam is going to be held again on June 21st. But how this affects, the results might take some time to come out. It may affect people's ability to apply for other courses, etc. It's a vicious cycle.
Joanne mentioned people committing suicide.
Yeah. I mean, overall, it's 22.8 lakh students that have been affected by this, and they're competing for only 58,000 places. So, this is, there's not enough supply to fulfill the demand. And, into the bargain, you've got some people, so desperate that they've led to committing suicide as well.
Where did this happen?
Vic.
Oh, I think actually there was one.
Just go down the article. Just scroll down and see what happened. No?
Where did what happen?
The leak. Where is this paper? Where were the exams happening?
It's happening all across India.
So this NEET exam is national.
It's a national exam where you answer, and then based on your score, you get eligibility to go for to get a seat in this college or that.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. It's like the SATs, the LSATs, and all. Okay, but I'm saying to you, Ajay, this only happens. It's sad because it doesn't happen in the Ivy League, the big boy colleges. It only happens at a lower level, and they should be more careful, and there should be better security, and there should be better, more tight-lipped people, and shouldn't be based on money. It's sad because you feel sad for the students, and supply and demand. You've got such a huge number of people just vying for such a few positions and roles and jobs, and it's becoming harder and harder. And there's a lot of stress and pressure on these people.
Yeah.
And you know how Indian parents can be. God damn, I want them to excel. Study, to hell with everything else. And then this kind of bullshit happens. Okay. Next, Joanne. You know what? I want to talk about this. The Centenary tributes to Mario Miranda.
Okay.
Goenkarponn. What is this about, dude? We talk about both these topics in one, Ajoy?
Yes.
Mario Miranda is a name that has been synonymous with Goa for many, 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 many years. And we're talking about Goan pride also.
Yeah.
Mario Miranda, by the way, is a cartoonist. You've seen the exaggerated caricatures. That's all Mario Miranda, right?
Yeah.
He is part of the legacy of Goa. And they mentioned a centenary tribute.
Well, it would have been his 100th birthday. That's why. So they've launched a competition. So there's contests down in South Goa, so that people can enter this cartoon competition as well as an art competition. So they're really encouraging. There's two categories. You've kind of got under 20s and over 20s, and I think there's like 10,000 to 50,000 of prize money on offer as well. But they're really just, there's a documentary about his life as well that they're going to be screening. So I'd love to see that. I'd really love to see
this is, I mentioned, Willie, Ajoy, anybody, can you extrapolate? Can you mention more about what is Goenkarponn? It's not the kind of stuff that Yusuf watches on Pornhub. What can somebody explain this? Because it's a Goan word. Does that mean like hereditary? It's like a tradition?
So Goenkarponn is what you call what makes Goa Goa. Goenkarponn. It's like the essence of Goa is what we would want to describe as the
spirit of Goa.
Spirit of Goa, and the Konkani word for that is Goenkarponn. And sadly, Goa is losing that essence, right? So,
because you want everybody to speak Marathi all of a sudden, dude. Go on, Ajoy. I'm interested.
We had one of the MLAs from the south, Vijay Sardesai. His party. What do you call is pushing for reviving of Goenkarponn. So this is all interconnected into. We're celebrating somebody like Mario Miranda, who is synonymous with Goa, right?
Yeah.
There's so many other things that we need to celebrate in terms of being part of Goenkarponn, our food, our music, our culture,
festivals.
So it's all tied in. It's tied into Mario Miranda. It's tied into so many things, and I think we should have this conversation to ensure that we protect our Goan.
Yeah.
But Vijay Sardesai is a big name. He's in the opposition party, right?
Yes.
Why is it not just something like in Mizoram or Japan where they're just proud of their culture? So here in Goa, we've got so many things, so much to be proud of and grateful for. Some of the most beautiful beaches, some of the most ornate temples, some of the most exotic structures, but this is all part of our heredity, right? This is our background on our history, right?
Heritage.
So why is this all of a sudden coming to the forefront? Somebody like a Mario Miranda, who's been around forever. Everybody, I can spot a Mario Miranda portrait picture, thing a mile away. This is all part of our heritage and culture, right?
Yeah.
Why is this becoming a big thing now?
Now, if you want to celebrate Goenkarponn and you want to use Mario Miranda as an example, we should be having more of his paintings all across Goa, right?
Yes.
I don't see
they're bloody expensive. Let me tell you that, boy.
I'll tell you. If you want to speak to the family, I'm sure they would want that because it is synonymous.
In his memory.
That's his legacy.
In his memory.
Something that it's connected to Goa. So that is just one aspect. You were talking about that very famous painter.
Joanne knows his name.
Vamona.
Not Ramona.
Vamona.
Yeah. That was we.
That was one. That was
yeah.
another one, right?
Yes.
But
Yeah.
there's another guy that's painting these murals. We saw it the other night. What did we see, by the way?
Oh.
Did you take a picture of it? Who was that?
We were wanting to take a picture. You stopped us.
I said no.
No, we did take.
Who was the artist? It's a mural.
Souza.
Is that a Souza?
Yeah.
Descendant of Souza.
So
Yeah.
you've got the culture, the heritage, stuff to be proud of. You've got artists from Goa. We mentioned Vamona, right?
Yeah.
Go on, Joanne. Talk about this. Is
Well,
exactly.
I was just going to say that as part of this overall celebration, they're actually appealing for originals of Mario Miranda's works. So Ravindra Bhavan, he's going to be hosting this star-studded event. And so they're asking for people who've got Mario Miranda original cartoons and also Lakshman Pai paintings. They're asking for them to be able to exhibit them at the overall exhibition so that you can see the original works between the 11th and the 15th of June. So they're going really large on this.
I hope
really
they do.
Nice to see it successful.
Everybody else has stuff to be proud of in their heritage and their history, and I would love to see more of this stuff promoted. But you've got people that have made this place what it is.
Yeah.
From all different races, religions, cultures. But you need to be proud of. You need to know about it in order to be proud of it first. No.
Exactly. We should be promoting this, and we should be. It should basically be written on our chest when we go and represent ourselves to the world and to India and to people coming from outside of Goa. They should want to, promote our culture too.
Mate.
By seeing us being so happy in it and celebrating it, and our food, our music, our cleanliness. There's so many things to Goenkarponn, and that should be a very important movement for us. Yes.
Can I say this? As Goans, we're very proud. Forget about Indians. As Goans, we're very proud of where we come from. No matter where in the world you move, as a Goan, you want to tell everybody about Kajufeni and your fish curry rice and your shakuti, right?
Yeah.
You are basically a walking billboard of where you come from.
Yeah.
So all of these things, if they're part of your heritage, you should be promoting them. So when more people talk about it, people know about them. Oh yeah, I've heard about that. I've heard about this.
Yeah.
We need to promote Goa in a positive light anywhere you travel.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing how people travel around the world and behave so badly, and that represents India in a bad way. We're just saying that this is a good way to promote us. Use technology. I don't care. The video side, this side, good for you. I hope you guys succeed. Promote our heritage. I want to talk about AI right now. I want to talk about technology. I've spoken about young politicians that do so much good and change for the better using AI. We talked about the Indian judiciary. Now you've got so much talk about AI, right?
Yeah.
You've got Anthropic and the Pope. You've got journalists that are you've got stuff which we've always had a problem. We spoke about it earlier in the show about the judiciary being screwed. Why can't you use AI to solve a lot of these cases? You've got so many opportunities to flip a switch, to turn a table. You've got these big courts that are slammed with cases. Ajoy, and I'm not saying it's easy, but how cool, how important, how great would it be if you could use AI for good all of a sudden, right? It's there at your fingertips. There's hallucinations in AI, but you can use it to resolve this massive backlog of cases where you have all these people rotting in jail. These are amazing. These are impressive statistics. Put this on. Can you make it? I don't need to see my face. I'd love to see this full screen, dude. Talk about this, man. The High Court plans AI-powered reforms to cut delays in Goa. The Goa bench of Bombay High Court looks to AI, e-filling, and video conferencing as a ray of hope for litigants.
Yeah.
Here again, this can be massive. Let's be a positive light and an example for the rest of the country.
Yeah. So this is like they're saying about e-filing. They're actually, right now, there isn't a payment gateway that's integrated within this, but they're saying that it's going to be launched soon, and they're looking to be able to accelerate the use of AI to cut down on these cases. Because you can see also, I think within this, see these senior citizens filing civil cases, there's like 10,279. So the fact that they're highlighting senior citizens and these civil cases, I'm just thinking, is that more around the fact that these people are pretty old and will they ever see justice? I'm
Exactly.
just wondering why they're focusing so much on that.
I think if the court system is data driven, when I say data driven, like we have these rules and regulations, and if certain criteria is met, it goes in favor of party A. If it's not, then it goes in favor of party B. But the thing is, we are stuck. The gray area is so much in the Indian court system, that you have people arguing, and twisting the truth, etc. If it's data driven, factual, like for example, did A buy something on so date, right? Then if that criterion is fed into the system, hey, you know what? You met the requirement. You are the owner, and there's no question of you being.
Yeah, but this is why our system's a goddamn joke, and it's sad because it continues this way for many, many years. If you read those stats, think about it: 19%, that's almost 20%, are delayed by 5 to 10 years. Yeah, think about this, right? Why are we trying to reinvent the wheel? What works in the rest of the world? Why does it take so long to come up with a judgment, a final decision? Right? Yeah. You have appeals, and they do this all over the world. Why do we try to reinvent the wheel in India? My point again is, and I said this earlier in the show, it's a conflict of interest. When the judges don't give a shit, they're overloaded, you don't have enough judges in place. Yep. The advocates are thrilled because they're making crores, and I'm not painting everybody, this is my opinion.
That's a fact.
The advocates are thrilled because they don't give a shit about resolution and solutions, because it's been postponed, it's been postponed. We've had cases, I have personal knowledge of cases that have dragged on for 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
Everybody else is getting rich, but the litigant and the defendant and the what's the other one? The claimant and the defendant are those people getting screwed, spending shed loads of money to be represented. And the court system is an absolute joke, dude.
Yeah. I mean,
go on.
No, I was just going to say, if you just see these figures here, it's almost 50-50 really between criminal cases and civil cases. So obviously a civil case is really important when, you're trying to get some justice. But there's a lot of criminal cases that are outstanding there as well.
The problem is, Joanne, that we have too many cases, but not enough courts.
Yeah. And not enough judges. You've got the courts. Bullshit, Ajay. Don't say that. You've got a beautiful building, by the way.
But still, for the sheer volume of cases, statistically, there are not enough judges or courtrooms to handle those cases.
That's what I'm saying. And not enough judges.
And apparently, it's because the central government, I'm not talking about just the government, the previous governments as well, don't allocate budgets to create more courts, to hire more judges.
Do you know how much money the goddamn judicial system makes? You telling me they don't have money?
That's what it's come down to.
Someone's got a goddamn cloth over your face, over your head, Ajay. You know for a fact they've got all the space in the world. They don't have enough judges. And I know because we had to go for the AGISBA court cases to this beautiful building. Yeah. Beautiful building in Boardwalk, which is the Indian High Court of Goa, the Bombay High Court in Goa, whatever. The courtrooms are sitting, some of them are empty because you don't have enough judges. Now, you mean to tell me anywhere else in the world has these problems? You don't see problems coming in the future. You're not proactive in having people in place and judges backing up judges and judges backing up the backup of the other judges so that you have people willing to jump in. You don't mean, you're trying to tell me you don't have enough people that want to be judges that are not qualified? So your system's not in place so that you have enough people lined up so that if something happens or whatever the heck happens, every courtroom, run them through the goddamn, have 24-hour courtrooms if needed.
In fact, the CGI, who we talked about earlier, has said that the court systems probably will have to work 24/7 to try and tackle these backlog of cases.
It's the truth. Yeah. When we're running behind, we work weekends. We don't have a choice. People want to work 5 days a week. Courts are from this time to this time. Fine. It's a hard job. It's a tough job. And I know they're good people. There's good, hardworking people. I'm not saying this about everybody. All I'm saying to you, when you have a flawed system and you've known it's been flawed for so long, you mean to tell me you don't have smart, knowledgeable, educated goddamn people with all the resources in the world that we voted in power that can fix these problems over time, and it's still like this? It's a goddamn joke. And people are scared, like you're talking about the senior citizens. You're scared to take anybody to court. There's no recourse because you're going to spend an arm and a leg and it'll take me the next 5 years to get justice.
Well, what about that civil case we've been waiting to file for a long time, and there's no judge there in place, and we've basically paid the advocate, and it's like, well, we can't file it because there's no judge there in place. So it's sad, unbelievable.
And here again, we talk about AI and the next generation. We talk about how we want to see the changes, be the change you want to see. Yeah. Even the Pope's getting his flipping, the man. Come on, Leo, what you doing, though?
Well, I mean, I think apparently they're saying because the Pope, the co-founder of Anthropic, is involved in the Pope's AI document. They're saying that this could potentially be a little bit of a flashpoint with the Pope and Donald Trump.
And DJT.
Yes,
he's butted because the U.S. government wants to use Anthropic in the Defense Department, the Pentagon, and all these places, and they had a huge thing because they wanted their way, and Mr. Hegseth said, "No way, we can't do that. This is the Department of Defense. We will bully you." And Anthropic said, "No, I don't think so." So this is going to create a bit of a rift. But here again, I'm saying to you, Pope Leo launches an AI commission days before he releases a papal letter alongside Anthropic co-founder Christopher Olah.
Yeah.
I think it's great. I think you're using technology for good.
So apparently this is coming about because, we've gone through those various revolutions, right? You had your agricultural revolution like generations ago.
Industrial revolution.
And now we have the AI revolution, right?
Yeah.
So we are at the cusp of something that could change humanity forever. Because computing systems have become so powerful today.
Yeah.
That I think we've already attained singularity, which is consciousness of AI.
Hey,
Listen, so 1 second. So the Pope is saying that in anticipation of such a powerful system that could be used for good
or evil,
and more likely evil, we should have something in place to prevent the evil from happening. So it makes a lot of sense.
It makes a lot of sense, and I'm glad. Listen, at the end of the day, he's a religious figure. He's the head of the Catholic Church, and I love Pope Leo. I'm a huge fan of Pope Leo, no doubt. There's a fine line between getting involved in politics and listen. You do the job of God. You're God's representative, right? But at the end of the day, if he's making a statement by being on the side of good, positive, proper, because with everything incorporating AI, you're losing that human touch. You're losing the control that humans have had for centuries before the AI generation. And all he's saying is that he wants there more to be less of the dangerous man kind of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think it's great.
And AI now is, as you rightly said, it's going to be used in military applications. So questions have to be raised. Are we using it for good? And most likely it's going to lead to a lot of bad if we don't put checks and balances as to how AI is used in the future.
Yeah.
I go on.
I was just going to say though, Pope Leo's namesake, Pope Leo the 13th, he's following in his footsteps because Pope Leo the 13th was actually responsible for documentation around how people could live their lives through the Industrial Revolution. So really, this Pope is kind of walking in his footsteps in that sense to make sure there's guidance and safety measures.
So he's following in the footsteps of which Pope you're saying?
His namesake.
Leo the 13th.
He was named after Pope Leo, no?
So apparently, I don't know if you know that that's one of the reasons why they take on the names, right? They are inspired by a saint or, in this case, another pope.
Yes.
So he clearly wants to follow. He's inspired by that previous pope, and he's trying to do something similar in today's day and age. In the case of AI.
Yeah. This is called Magnifica Humanitas, which is magnificent humanity, and they're launching that tomorrow.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned into the Merv Brito Show. The opinions expressed on this show are the opinions of the people expressing them and not the expressed or implied opinions of the Merv Brito Show in general. We talk about these topics on a weekly basis, and I love the fact that we talk about everything. And it's not any religion based. We're apolitical. We have our own opinions. We have a good laugh about a lot of these things we're talking about on the show. If you'd like to get in touch with us and you want to send us a message, leave a comment, like, share, subscribe, get in touch with us. Our social media handles are on your screen right now. Anywhere you get your social media, you can get in touch with us. We'd love to hear from you. Check out our website, www.themervbritoshow.com. And if you don't think I'm live right now, call me 750-7246-246. Again, 750-7-246-246. I will answer your messages. Your call will take you live on the air. Ladies and gentlemen, I do appreciate the love. I do appreciate the support. We do this because this is our way of giving back. We love to hear from you, and we talk about some of these topics that might not be everybody's cup of tea, but we'd love to hear from you. Who has the cleanest water in India? Ajoy Barreto? And don't say Bisleri. I'll punch you in your nose.
Himalayan water.
No. I'm talking about the cleanest state, cleanest. I'm going to say Mizoram, dude, because they're so clean about it and they're so good about everything else. But
I have a feeling a paper leaked in this topic. Huh?
is it Mizoram? I don't know. You're going to give away the answer. The reason I'm asking you to is because we've got the monsoon. Is it Mizoram? I'm not surprised. You don't have people pissing upstream.
Yeah, you see there, it's 92.5% if you see on the right-hand side.
Where, yeah, the Mizoram
Then
on the
you've
top
got
right.
Andhra Pradesh after that with 90%.
Arunachal 90%, Mizoram 92, Assam 80. Who? Give me a big 90s. Where are we?
Goa's 80,
Sikkim 90.
Delhi's 50.
84. No, 84 for Goa.
Pondicherry 78. Kerala 85. Lakshadweep. They should have been higher than 80. God damn it. Goa is 84.
Yeah.
Is that? Where did you get this map from? Is this printed in Panjim?
Look at him.
Is this printed in Panjim? How did Goa make it to 84? We got dead fish that won't even swim in that goddamn water. And we made it to be 84. Ajoy. Koichan gaula martika.
Well, all I'm saying is, why aren't we 100?
You can't be 100, dude. You can't be 100. There's got to be some level of pollution. But I'm saying, Mizoram.
Are you accepting pollution now?
No, Bubba. It's happening, right? And I expect the enforcement department to catch the people that are polluting the water. But you've got so much heavy rainfall that happens annually. Are you doing more to harvest the water? Are you doing more to keep pollutants from entering natural bodies of water? Sewage, garbage, factory runoff, all this BS that pollutes all the water that we have is a scary thought. And before we started having these drizzles that are happening right now, you were mentioning about, or we talked about these dam levels getting very, very low.
Yeah.
We spoke about how a lot of these massive facilities along these river and water bodies and ponds are polluting these things, and fish are dying, right?
Yeah.
So this is not a joke. We're not having a laugh about it. WRD taps mining pits to revive Opa River as water levels fall. You've got departments in charge of this, governmental departments with budgets and money to protect water bodies and pollution and fine the people. Use those massive fines and reinvest them in those departments.
Yeah.
But you've got to have people doing their jobs to protect water. Why should we be 84? Why can't we be a Mizoram like a 90?
Well, you'd hope so, but if you see Maharashtra is one of the worst, if you see, and we're bordering Maharashtra, so that's one of the worst.
Maharashtra's 58, dude.
Yeah.
That's
so
crazy.
Have you been to Dharavi? Have you seen that runoff next to Dharavi? There's a place where they used to have an outdoor movie theater, and there's a river. I didn't remember it as a child. It would stink up a storm, and I remember as a kid seeing all these big tanker trucks emptying their contents into this flipping river, dude.
You should go to Panjim just after the bridge. There's a cheesy smell. I don't know how to describe.
It's not a cheesy smell.
Dear God.
It's pollution, dude. But I'm saying, Willie, we laugh and joke about these things. Do you not think? Why don't you try dumping something outside and see how quickly the authorities come and jump on you? Yet these governments and these big commercial complex facility corporations can do what they do and get away with it, right?
You clearly have not come our side.
There's
Garbage on both the sides of the road, and this is just outside the garbage treatment plant in Kucheli.
But that's frustrating. No, that's annoying, right? Get it off the screen. I've seen enough. It's sad, Willie, because you're absolutely right. When I went to Panjim the other day, where did we park when we went to this center?
By the petrol station.
Dude, the funk when you get out of your car. Try the stink, dude.
Same thing.
Son,
this is all part of Goenkarponn. Goenkarponn would not accept for 84%. We only accept 100% and nothing less than that.
we did a funny video one time about this guy bathing in a beautiful natural body of water next to a waterfall. And then you pan right and you see a dude pissing in the stream. It is sad because you've got some beautiful bodies of water. We've got the ocean out here. We've got some beautiful rivers. But in parts of Panjim, the stink is unbearable. Usually sewage, by the way. But it's a shame because you just need people to do their jobs. Okay, I'm not going to talk about it. The cleanest water, and I guessed it right. I guessed Mizoram. I salute the Mizos. Are they called the Mizos?
Yes.
I salute these guys because just like a lot of Western or Eastern Asian cultures, these guys are proud of their surroundings and they clean up after themselves, and they're taught as children to take care of your environment, take care of yourselves, take care of your surroundings. Don't look at everybody else to do for you. You do it yourself. Me last.
That I forgot about that when we were talking about they clean up after themselves, which is fantastic. But I also feel it's got to do with simplicity. Goa was simple at one point in time, and we had clean rivers. We had everything. It was beautiful, our state. It's only when development occurred, commercialization occurred, and then greed occurred that we have lost that.
But the same people are still in power, Ajoy.
It's not just the people.
No, it is the people in power. It's the politicians.
That elect them in power. It's the people. For example, Merv, I know for a fact that we don't keep our streets clean. Willie just mentioned about roads in Siulim that has garbage on both sides. If somebody living there was really concerned, they would, storm heaven and hell to ensure that.
Baba, Goan, Maka kite porta, tumche kachra tumi dorat no.
Oi.
They'll sweep their front garden into the neighbor's yard.
But it should be
Have you
that.
seen it? Have you ever seen this shit? They'll get a broom out there, they'll sweep the dirt and dust and the mud and the leaves, and they'll just push it towards the neighbor's house. My area is clean, mate.
So I've learned something. I was in Bangalore for like 16 years. And one thing I saw that really worked is, they used to have a lot of these garbage problems. People used to just dump garbage in heaps for a big city like that. It really got bad. Stinks. And, that area became also a place to go and pee, right? So what was the solution to that?
I know it because they did it outside Merlin and Biblow's house in Velio building, behind Velio building.
Yeah.
They had the stench because there was a bar club. Can you imagine having restaurants and bars that don't have toilets?
Yes.
So all these guys used to go and booze it up in the pub downstairs and go and piss along the wall. They painted an Om sign across and the Muslim, this thing.
Exactly. So we should be doing this across Goa now.
Why should you need to do that? You mean to tell me listen, let me ask you a question, right? You've got authorities, public figures, departments that you have to have certifications, fire certifications, health and safety, blah, 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 blah. Do you know how many bars don't even have a flipping pisser? Where do you expect people that are drinking to go?
Yes.
So I love the solution. We used to laugh about it because
it's very effective, I'll tell you that.
But why should you have to have people paint religious symbols to keep people from urinating or not defecating, but throwing garbage in these places, right? Why is it being done in Mizoram? Why are the Mizos so different as Indians, as our brothers and sisters?
Yes. Kudos to them. I'm really impressed with that.
It should be the do no harm philosophy. It should be.
No, it's called education. Teach them young while they're in school not to do these stupid things. Mate, I've pissed out on the street. I mean, I'm not I'll never do it in that kind of a way, but out in a remote area when I'm driving and I'm on a tree, of course, I'm giving back to nature. I'm recycling.
I hate that.
I know you get angry with me, but that's a going way of doing it. I would never do it in city limits, obviously. It's way out there when you're traveling and you're out with nature, whatever the case may be. The point I'm trying to make is...
It attracts rats, though.
No, it doesn't.
It does.
Thought I married you. Sorry. Ding, 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 ding. No dinner for Merv tonight. Boom, boom. Shake the room. Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about this. This is very, very... funny. I'm going to talk about, we're talking about the bullet train. We've spoken about this bullet train here in India. I don't know how long. How long have we been talking about the bullet train?
Well, it should have launched in 2022.
We're only 4 years late.
But apparently the pandemic had something to do with it.
Can I ask you a very silly question, Joanne? How many crores over budget are we?
Oh, many, many, many.
Let's talk about this.
It's all there in the headlines. Look, you can see that. It was what was it, 108 lakh crore? Now it's 196 lakh crore.
Wow.
Lakh crore, yes?
Yeah.
That's not lakhs. That's not crore. You combine the two. It used to be 1.08 lakh crore. Now it's nearly 1.98 lakh crore.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, Ajoy.
Yep.
We had a 1,000 crore project that disappeared, that evaporated here, illegally tendered, right?
Allegedly, yes.
Now, do you know how much money 1.98 lakh crore is? And what you could do with that money if you really wanted to help people in this country?
I want to help develop this project. I want at least one crore you give me from that.
No, but here again, we laugh about it. We're making fun about it, right? We're having a laugh, and we need to. There's nothing else you can do. I can't go out and punch a couple of people, so we talk about it on the show. But you know how frustrating it is to waste 1.98 lakh crore in a project where you should have gotten people from outside like they do everywhere else in the world. The tunneling systems, the rail system, the train systems, the technology, the everything. You've got people that are doing it. You wouldn't have had to spend and waste so much money, right? But this money has evaporated and gone into someplace.
No, but so much was land acquisition costs. It was actually more of the cost to acquire the land, which has taken a lot longer. And
Sweetie, I'm reading it off the screen. The estimated project cost that has risen from around 1.08 to 1.0 due to delays and land acquisition costs. So how much, give us a breakdown then.
Yeah, all I want to ask is, that when you start, before you start a project, especially a project of this size, you have a tendering process.
You would think?
And we would do a project analysis. You would estimate how much the land cost would be. And by the way, if it's land acquisition, the government has every right to acquire private land at a certain rate. It cannot go beyond that rate because the government says so. So how has land got anything to do with it? If you have already determined that's going to cost this much, if you've done your due diligence, in fact, you can these contracts with these construction companies is such that you can say that, hey, we're not going to be paying anything more. You have said that you will do this project within, say, 1 lakh, and if it goes above 1 lakh, you're liable to ensure that the project is done by hook or by crook. This is what countries abroad do, but how is that loophole not being plugged here?
But how I'll buy Mercedes? How I'll buy BMW? How I'll buy fancy watch, new shoes? This is not the first time we've talked about money being wasted and spent and evaporating and disappearing. But again, I'm saying to you, we need transparency. Why isn't an auditor or an exchequer? Who the hell is goddamn responsible for overseeing this? This is not a small amount of money, right?
No.
And I'm not saying that everybody's crooked, but to go to 1.98 lakh crore over budget for land acquisition and delays, do they not have, if I want to take a loan for 50 lakh from a bank, you know what they'd have me do?
Yes, and also we've been involved in a tender process recently. There was a lot of hoops we were having to jump through for such like a small project here in Goa. But this, would you hazard a guess at how many kilometers a month they're building?
Don't. I'm scared. I'm scared to know. First of all, sweetie, where is this happening? This is happening in a state? In a specific state? Where?
Gujarat.
It's between Gujarat and Maharashtra.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I ask you something? Do you really think it's safe to have these high-speed trains on these tracks with the way our idiots operate here in Goa? Or in India?
Goa.
And gates coming down and I was going to say horses, cows and dogs and stuff on the tracks, right? Normally this stuff is done underground, like they did when they did the tunnel. Right?
Yeah.
So why don't they have companies you don't need to acquire land. Dig the tunnels underground, create these levy, what do they call these maglev trains? These trains that work on magnets. You don't need, anyway, what do I know? I'm an idiot. But the fact of the matter remains, land acquisition is going to cost you an arm and a leg. Did you not have anybody do a feasibility study to figure out approximately how much land you'd require and where and blah, 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 the cost of these things? You're 1.98 lakh crore over budget.
Yeah, but do you know how it's 15 kilometers a month?
Shut building. Up. Well, they're digging it by hand. Because I
But on the bright side,
Joanne, you're kidding, right?
No, I'm not.
15
there in the headline. If you look on the right-hand side, if you look the third point down, construction accelerated sharply, says the railway minister. And India is now laying nearly 15 kilometers of high-speed rail infrastructure per month.
That's going to take a while.
Very much to me, I have to say. It is.
15 kilometers a month is good, dude.
Lot?
Dude, are you kidding me? That's the 500 meters a day.
Okay.
That's 500 meters a day.
Okay.
The point I'm trying to make is, if you had people working for multiple.
Yes.
So, okay, here again, this is Merv who always makes jokes, right? But think about it, right? If I design or I draw out a map from Gujarat to Maharashtra, and I have people that have properly studied this project, and one person running the show who's the most knowledgeable about underground trains, do this underground, have 3 or 4 different teams working different places to go from A to B, from C to D, from E to F, and from G to H.
Yeah.
this project can be done in like 5 or 10 years, right?
Okay.
The point I'm trying to make is if you do it underground, you don't need to acquire land, but get the smartest people. They've got these technologies out there, the boring technologies that can bore underground and fill these tunnels. So, and by the time you're done with this, these goddamn trains will be obsolete.
Well, the Gujarat section is supposed to be rolled out in 2027.
Next year.
But the Maharashtra part of it will not be till about 2029.
It's a joke. It's sad, dude. That's sad and scary, but this is the way things go. And it's sad because a lot of this money just evaporates, disappears. This is hard-earned taxpayer contribution. These are the taxes that we have to pay, and they're just getting wasted. Anyway, that's an absolute damn shame. Can we talk about something a little bit more positive, something happy, something cool? We've got that rare Himalayan plant was rediscovered after 120 years. Shut up.
Yeah.
What do you mean rediscovered?
Yeah, see, there was a survey here. There was a land survey carried out, and then they found this species that hasn't been noted in nature for 120 years.
Wow.
It's amazing.
What is it called? Botanical Survey of India, BSI, have rediscovered the rare flowering plant species Goan
Macrocephalum.
Stick it up yours. In Alpine region of Arunachal Pradesh, nearly 120 years after it was last officially recorded in India, officials said, do we have a picture of the goddamn, why am I looking at the Herald page? Is this the one? After 120 years, Ajoy.
Theme of that, that would be you if you had some hair on yourself.
Zoom in on this picture, dude. This really wants to show me eight layers. Wow.
That's amazing, isn't it?
That's a good thing, dude. And you've got 2 comments.
Yeah.
Anaconda returns. I have in my garden. Hey, only Fabian. Should I slap you, huh? This looks like a dandelion, but it's 120 years after it's been.
But it's on the Alpine Meadows. I think that's so lovely. It's so lovely. It's so far north and on the Alpine Meadows. I think it's amazing. Also, it's lovely as well because it's David Attenborough's 100th birthday just passed. So nice to see that ecology is alive and well.
You leave nature alone; it'll heal itself. And
can I read this? I want to read this out. I'll leave this on the screen. Yeah, Goan macrocephalum, right? Rediscovered near Se La Paz in western Arunachal Pradesh. Arunachal Pradesh. Last recorded in India in 1905 from Sikkim. Found by Botanical Survey. Species located around 4,200 meters altitude and classified as vulnerable in India. That's a good thing. That's a very good thing. That's a good story. I like this. This is something that's coming back. I want to talk about that Sardar, this thing. No, let's go. Let's talk about, give me something else. Give me something good, sweetie.
Well, we're talking about this lady, the Indian outfit in Cannes.
Is she hot?
I think she is, but
That's my girl. She's gained a lot of weight. Who is this? Oh, Aishwarya Rai.
Yes.
Are we talking about Aishwarya?
But we went about her outfit, though.
She used to be, she still is very attractive. No, can we not talk, what were we talking about? Is it cans?
It's a cans, right?
Yeah, so this is Ruchi Guja.
Yeah, no, we'll come to Ruchi a little
Okay.
later. This is what our Indian ladies wore to the Cannes.
Film Festival.
Cannes Film Festival.
Okay, so you have Aishwarya right there. And you have the
Boom! Who is this?
Alia Bhatt.
Oh, yeah. What's keeping that up, dude? How are you keeping that dress up? You got like metal in there? That you get?
This is maybe Joanne could answer that question.
Sweetie, this is at Cannes.
Yes, I know.
It's a beautiful dress, but how do you keep them levitated?
I think you'll find the designers.
Well done.
They're quite
Pretty
genius
girl.
with all of
Who is this? What's her name?
Alia Bhatt.
Okay. Who's Gajar? Who is Ruchi Gajar?
By the way, there was a little bit controversy regarding Alia Bhatt and this outfit that she wore.
Why?
Not to do with the outfit per se. Apparently, she was completely ignored by the press there, which our Indians didn't like. So what do you think about that, Mark?
I think it's sad because obviously she's a big name. I know Aishwarya Rai. I've seen this girl's face. She's a pretty girl. But all of these are film stars and celebrities and very, very famous people that have come to Cannes. Is not something new, for goodness sake. I'm surprised there's no way with the population that we have around the world that people wouldn't recognize her and want and scramble to take her picture, dude.
Well, I think unfortunately so much of the publicity is skewed more towards the Hollywood stars rather than the Bollywood stars. And I think that's probably why. And I think, because obviously Bollywood is so massive globally, and obviously with the Indian population around the world, I think people are right to be annoyed about it because it generates so much money, and these people are really, really famous across the world. But it's just a shame because there's so much skew towards Hollywood rather than
Check
Bollywood.
this out, dude.
By the way, a special feature of the Cannes this year was that a lot of Indian ethnic wear was featured on the walkway. Like,
Yeah.
for example,
Dude,
you have
look at that, man. That is impressive.
Yeah.
this is Ruchi
Oh, Gajar.
Ruchi Gajar. She
Yeah.
wore what's it called? I forgot the name of this attire.
So, it's hard to
Dude.
say. It's Chupi Naha.
Wait, I'll tell you. I'll pronounce it for you. Scroll down.
It's yeah.
Veiled at cans. What's this called? Rajasthani attire that's garbed. Pronounce
She's
it. Where's
basically
where's
saying that it was her choice to wear it. It's not worn by force.
She walked the red carpet, a traditional Rajasthani ensemble, the dynamic Gujat veil.
Yeah.
Gungat.
Gungat. Yes.
Gungat veil. Ruchi stated, dude, that is such an intricate outfit. That is taken painstakingly so much time. The intricacies. Look at that, dude. That's impressive. And she wore this to Cannes. Good for her.
Yeah.
Yes.
Any other celebrities we can see pictures of?
Willie's pointing out something.
What's he pointing out?
Yeah.
Leave it alone, Willie. That's a different kind of a show, mate. What do you want to point out?
Say it, Willie.
The orange and green symbol.
Yeah.
Of India.
Yeah.
It's
Well
a
done, Willie.
symbol of India.
That's a Congress symbols, no?
To be honest, it looks like a BJP.
I mean, BJP symbols, no?
but it's technically not because I think they have 3 petals in their symbol and this has many petals.
Okay, but
It says the Prime Minister necklace. Her look garnered intense media attention and social media division after she wore a statement neck piece prominently featuring the face of Indian Prime Minister Narendra
wait, I don't see that. I think the outfit's beautiful, by the way. It's amazing.
gorgeous.
But it's nice to have this kind of representation. Look at that outfit, dude. This is Rajasthani. Good for her. Good for her. Repping India on a world stage, dude, in Cannes. Is she some actress or model or something like that?
I think she's a celebrity of some kind. I don't know.
Okay, wonderful. I've seen enough of her. I want her to take the veil off, mate. It's about that time to break forth the rhythm and the rhyme. I want to see what her face looks like. The outfit's beautiful. Well done, Ruchi. Can we talk about a couple? I want to talk about last 3 topics. Yes.
Yeah.
I want to talk about this dude that takes water to the jungle to feed the wild animals. This is something that blows really, really touches close to something that I love. For 15 years, this Punjab man has carried water into forest to help wild animals survive the heat. I love this dude. I think this guy is so cool. What's his name? His name across Punjab, Shivalik Forest, Harpal Singh Pali. I am a huge fan, dude. Drives deep into the hills with his personal tanker to refill the water holes for wildlife.
Yeah.
This guy is a hero. This guy's one of my heroes. Talk about it. This is cool. Nobody gives a shit about this. This guy's doing it on his own fruition for the last 15 years.
Yeah. So basically, he's doing it in the summertime, especially just because obviously it's so hard for the animals to get water. But apparently the animals recognize the sound of his tractor when it's driving in.
Wow.
He does it every other day, which is really, really lovely.
Sweetie, look at the terrain. Look at the terrain in the background. You're not going to have water puddles and anything for the poor wild animals.
Yeah.
This guy deserves an award. This is the kind of... I love this guy.
So this is basically the drinking water is for the wild boars, the sambar deer, the blue bulls, and the peacocks, and they gather by the shallow pits and the concrete troughs.
Can I tell you, sorry, sweetie, I'm going to interrupt you. Can I give you a really good idea? If somebody's out there that can help this guy, I don't know what it is. Give me his name again. I'll just go back to the top. Sorry, Willie, go back to the top. If somebody can help Harpal Singh Pali, yeah? So look at this, put a link on our website. You know what they should do? They should put some cameras in place and charge people to watch. I know you mentioned, what's that website?
It's called explore.org.
if you put cameras about and somebody could sponsor or somebody could donate cameras and you can charge people a nominal amount, you can use that money to pay this guy for the fuel that he's using his tractor.
Yeah.
But can you imagine the natural wildlife in this in Shivalik forest?
Yeah.
And generate a little bit of revenue to cover a small amount of the cost of his expenses for the water, the tanker, the fuel and all. But this is a selfless act for nature, for wildlife.
Yeah.
And you need more people like this.
Do you know what, though? He said was sparked by a childhood memory that never left him when they would carry earthenware pots up to the pits and then they'd pour the water in and the peacocks would gather. Isn't that lovely?
That's so sweet. And you know what? That's what the Sikh religion is about, by the way. These guys are so selfless. They would do things like this just out of the goodness of their hearts because they're giving back. Even like the Muslims, they contribute outside the mosques. The fact of the matter, this guy's been doing it for 15 years and we'd have never known about this until this was brought to our attention. My friend, Mr. Singh, Mr. Harpal Singh Pali, my respect, my friend.
See, this is the Better India website, which is lovely. You get some really, really heartwarming stories here. It's lovely.
How do we get in touch with this dude? We can do something. We can donate some money or something, dude.
Yeah,
we should. Give me another one. Give me another couple of. We had 3 last ones before we go.
So what? The fastest man in India?
Another Sikh, another Sardar, Gurindervir.
Gurindervir Singh destroys stereotype after historic 10.09.
Speak into your mic.
10.9 second sprint.
10.09.
So apparently that is just about 0.49 away from Usain Bolt's record, by the way.
Yeah.
Just to put that in perspective.
Wow. 100 meters is not for Indians. Gurindervir Singh destroys stereotype after historic 10.09 second sprint. In Saturday's final, Gurinder Singh stopped the clock at 10.09 seconds and achieved what no Indian has ever managed before. Dude, this boy's cut. He's got arms like me. He's got arms like me.
So he's the first Indian to breach the 10.10.
Scroll down. Anything else? Show some other pictures.
Show that. He's holding it up. He hasn't stopped there. He wants to be faster. He held up some paper there. Can you zoom in on that?
That's probably the record, dude.
There was something he was saying, I'm not stopping.
Wow, dude, that's impressive. To the event in under 10.10 seconds, he did 10.09. Good for him, dude.
Yeah.
There again, somebody who's worked hard, who's worked hard all his life probably to attain success. The first, there's a race.
To the end. Watch it to the end.
Wow.
And then he holds up a piece of paper.
Good for you.
Obviously, that's a huge, huge achievement.
Look, did you? Wow, I'd love to know what he just said to me. Look at the guy in front of him, mate.
The adrenaline must be rushing.
That is cool. He is the man. 10.09. Galle. Can you hear his voice?
So he,
7th में था तब से लोग मेरे को बोलते थे भी 100 में कोई फ्यूचर नहीं है इंडियंस 100 मीटर नहीं भाग सकते 400 चूज कर लो 400 में सब भागते हैं इंडियंस के जीन्स नहीं है स्प्रिंटिंग के लिए तो उनको रॉन्ग प्रूव करना है दिखाना भी इंडियन जीन्स बहुत अच्छे बहुत तगड़े
Wow, dude. The first Indian ever to break the 10.10. 10.09. Good for you.
Yeah.
All right. We're coming to the end, sweetie. You wanted to talk about anything else?
Oh, well, I was just saying the New York mayor was in the press this
Mayor.
week. Yeah. Mamdani.
Zohran.
Zohran Mamdani, yeah.
Mamdani. Is it Mamdani? Mamdani. M-A-M, no?
Well,
can I ask you where he's from? Don't close this. Don't look at it. I'm asking you a trivia question. Do you know what his background is?
He's Indian.
His Ugandan and Indian background. His dad was Ugandan. I think I'm making this up, dude. I don't know. I read it somewhere. I can't remember. His dad is a learned professor or something. His mom was a professor or something. American Indian kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Not like Indian and American and Ugandan, but he's the mayor of New York.
Yeah.
The effing Indians we're taking over the world, dude.
So his father is Mahmood Mamdani, a distinguished author, professor, and political thinker, known for his extensive work on African history, whereas his mother is Mira Nair. Now, Mira Nair is a very well-known filmmaker from India.
I've never heard of mom's name Meera Nair, but he comes like he's got Indian background, dude. He's like part Indian, no?
Have you heard of this movie called Monsoon Wedding?
Monsoon Wedding, yeah.
Yes,
That's
I've-
Meera Nair.
Oh, it's her.
Yeah.
I've heard Monsoon Wedding.
I've watched it.
Have you? Never seen it. This dude's a cool cat. He's a young buck. He's another young person
Yeah.
who's on the world stage, and he behaves like he's the kind of people that make you proud to have any kind of Indian background or ancestry or
Yeah.
hereditary.
Yeah.
Am I saying hereditary?
Heritage, I think you mean.
No, but like genes. Isn't that your what is it called? Your hereditary?
No.
What's the word I'm trying to say? You know what I mean?
Genealogy.
Oh my God! Never mind.
Inheritance.
No.
Genealogy.
No,
That's
sweetie
that.
pie. He's got Indian heritage, Indian ancestry, he's hereditary. No, I don't care.
Genealogist is who you'd find.
He is the flippin' mayor of New York.
Yeah.
And what's he doing that's making him stand out this week?
Well, basically, he's announced that there's going to be 1,000 World Cup tickets available for residents of New York for $50 each, because there's been a lot of controversy because the tickets are so expensive, and transportation, especially within the States, to get to and from the matches is actually really pretty costly. So he announced in a press conference on Thursday that some lucky New Yorkers will be able to get some fantastic tickets for the World Cup, which is great. Nice to see that he's taking his initiative like that.
People have been complaining about it for a long time, and the World Cup is getting out of. Listen, the World Cup should be accessible to any person, any human on the planet.
Yeah.
And these companies, the broadcasting companies, make millions on the broadcasting rights, but also commercials and blah blah blah, right?
Yeah.
So it should be viewable to anybody who turns on. For example, Doordarshan or something should have it, right?
Yeah.
Does anybody know we're going to stream it in India?
Apparently on Doordarshan.
Oh,
What,
is
eh?
it?
I don't think there's any broadcaster that has confirmed the viewing of the World Cup on their channels because of the timing. It is so early in the morning that the broadcasters are very, very about spending money because they feel that it's too early for Indian viewership.
Oh my goodness, that's ridiculous.
But at least broadcast the damn thing. Let people decide, dude. I'd sit up and watch the World Cup. These matches are amazing. I remember when they had it in one place where we could watch in the evenings. We were at Cantare and we would stream it, and the number of people that would hoard to come to this place, and we'd have good bar games and drink, and it was so much fun. I know it's in North America, but they should be streaming it anyway, and people can choose. They can record it or whatever the case may be. I love what Zohran Mamdani's doing. $50 each. That's accessible.
Yeah.
These ticket prices are out the goddamn atmosphere.
Yeah, but this is a lottery, so you pay your $50 to enter the lottery to be able to do it.
Oh, to win them?
Yeah.
How many tickets?
1,000.
Can I borrow $50? I'd join the lottery. I'd spend $100. I'd buy get 2 lottery tickets.
Yeah.
But here again, I'm saying to you, it's a damn shame when something that is the common man's sport that everybody loves to watch and play is not accessible because things are out of whack pricing.
Yeah, I know.
Forget about tickets. You got to stay there. You got to commute. It's expensive.
Yeah.
Good for him, dude. This is a good gesture. Good karma.
Yeah. So
Mr.
apparently
Mamdani.
people can enter once a day, and there's up to 50,000 entrants a day can actually register. So, it's fantastic to be able to allow the accessibility.
I think it's a good thing. It's and a nice story to end on. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been tuning in and watching the Mer Brito Show. I hope you've had a good time and we've entertained you, made you aware of stuff that you're not possibly or potentially aware of wherever you may be. We do the show live from Goa, and it genuinely is as you can tell, it's a live broadcast show streamed across the world. So if anybody wants to get in touch with anybody, wants to send a shout out, a wish, a birthday greeting, or just talk about stuff we've been speaking about, we'd love to hear from you. We do the show live because more importantly, we're passionate about Goa and the stuff that's happening locally. We want to make more people aware of the goings on here, good, bad, and ugly. So a lot of times we're talking about contentious topics and topics that are problematic, but we also like to highlight and talk about good things that are happening and people doing good things right in our own state, country. It's not that we're painting everybody with the same brush, but this is our little bit that we can give back, we can contribute in the show that we do. Any last minute shout outs, love?
Well, I'm just thinking I want everyone to have a great week because we're moving into a new month. Coming up to June, aren't we? Already?
Are we in June already?
Coming up to June this week. So, yeah, it's quite amazing to think. Unbelievable.
What are you mumbling?
There's one more Sunday in May.
There's there one more Sunday. Yeah, Joanne, you're going to do one more Sunday. It's still coming to the end of the month.
June, we're nearly there before the World Cup starts in June.
There's a lot of excitement. We need to do something more for the World Cup. I've been talking about it. Neil just got a haircut, but he's doing F all about it. Anything about the World Cup we're going to do? We'll just wait till it's done and say, wish we had done it, like we always do.
Mervyn, what are you going to do? We don't even know who's broadcasting the World Cup here in India.
Fucking plan together. Let's come up with some ideas and do something, because this is a once every 4 years, right?
Once every 4 years.
Go there and interview the footballers.
That's a great idea, dude. If I could get away from work, I think it's a great idea. But we need to build some excitement about this. I think it's a great thing that's happening, and it only happens once every 4 years. Okay, anybody, on that note, we are going to say goodnight to you, goodbye to you, wherever you are, wherever you're watching the Merv Brito Show. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been an absolute pleasure. Get in touch with us. Send us a comment. Tell people about what we're doing. If you like what we're doing, show us some love. We'd love to connect with you, and we'd love to read out. We're going to do a show reading out some comments in the future, Ajoy.
Yes, and I encourage more people to message in. The comments that we get, we usually read them out live. Yeah. But we will respond to the other comments.
You've designed a whole new format for the show that we'll be launching next week. Yeah. And I'm so excited about it. Ajoy's done a lot of very hard work, like the rest of the stuff that he's put together on the show. But we're going to launch a different format for the show next week.
Yeah.
And we do want to change how we interact with our viewers and listeners and people that are responding to messages.
Yeah. No, I was going to say the English Premier League concludes today. So Arsenal are the winners of the English Premier League this year, but it's a bit of a nail-biting finish for West Ham or Tottenham, who could both get relegated, or who either of them could get relegated today. So
I suggest we have a sports segment to our show, headed by none other than Joanne.
She is a football fanatic, mate. She knows so much about...
Not just football, Merv. I think her knowledge on sports is phenomenal, from rugby to cricket. To women's cricket, especially women's related sports, she knows it all, and I think you guys should call in and have a chat with her.
I'm telling you, she's very knowledgeable, not just in football. My wife's not just a pretty face. She knows a lot about. I told you guys, why don't you guys host the show? Y'all should host the show. Do a different segment or do something different, dude. It'll be so much fun. By the way, if anybody's out there that thinks you can host or would like to, I'd love to see it happen, for the simple reason that I would get a good break. I need a break. I want to enjoy my Sundays and go play some golf. We are always looking for talent, or anybody that would like to come and host a show or do something with us. Like I said, Ajoy is coming up with a different format. We want to encourage people and help people attain and achieve their dreams. So if you're interested, get in touch with us. You can do it. If I can do it, anybody can. It's not rocket science. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Merv Brito Show, I'd love to say thank you to all of you that have interacted with us and sent us comments and messages throughout the week. We will respond and reply. It's been a bit hectic for now, and we're going to try and take the show to another level. But on behalf of the show, until next week, thank you for tuning in. My name is Merv Brito. Take care of yourselves and one another. We'll see you next week.